Many of my Stirgus credit repair clients are trying to buy a home. Today makes exactly 1 year since I moved from Louisiana to Arizona, and I'm going to share everything that was required to buy my previous home whenever I was a W-2 employee, and now that I'm a business owner, everything that was required to buy the current home that I live in. As many of you know, I do not believe in taking advice from or getting guidance from people who have not accomplished your goals. For example, you should not be getting credit advice or guidance on improving your credit scores from someone that has bad credit. Vice versa, you should not be getting advice from people who have not purchased a home or people who are not in a financial position to purchase a home, getting guidance or advice from them when it comes to home buying. Before we go into the home buying requirements, if you're a W-2 employee or a self-employed or business owner, let's go over the different loan types. A lot of people just think that you apply for a mortgage loan and it's just a one-way street of getting approved and it's just a yes or no. It's just one specific minimum credit score, one specific debt to income ratio, yada, yada, yada. It's just a one-way street, right? Well, it really doesn't work that way. There's actually multiple different loan types, and I'm going to go over, I guess, 3 or 4 of the most common types, but there's different loan types based on your situation, and they all have different required credit scores. So you have a conventional loan, which is your traditional mortgage loan or your traditional way of purchasing a home. A lot of people think that you have to put 20% down, which is a lot of money. You know, that's the traditional way. But now there's conventional loans as low as 3. And I believe they work with you if you have a 620 or higher credit score. And yeah, they want a 3% down payment. So that's the easiest way to look at that. Now, if that loan type doesn't fit you, there's also a USDA loan type, which allows you to put 0 down if you're in a rural or country style living area. So a lot of times this is going to be your suburb towns or your suburbs of your major cities. So these are rural development areas. So again, USDA allows you to put 0 down if it's in a rural area, and they would like for you to have a 640 and above credit score. Next, you have FHA loan. Okay, they require a 3.5% down payment, and they will work with you as low as 580 as far as your credit score. So if you know your credit score isn't exactly at 620 or 640 yet, well, FHA may be a good loan type for you, but you're going to need a minimum of a 3.5% down payment. And look, that can be a few $1,000s. So, and then you also have loans for veterans and people who served in the military or are in the military, which is VA loan. So VA loan is another type that requires a 0 down payment. However, they don't have a specific minimum credit score. I think it just depends on the lender at that point. But a lot of times they can work with you. You may can get in at 580. You may have to have a 620 depending on the lender. So as you see, there's so many different loan types based on your situation, and each loan type is going to have different fees, different requirements of how much debt you can be in, if you can have auto loans on top of the mortgage loan, so many different things. But you know, I'm just keeping it short and simple as far as credit score requirements and down payment requirements. On my previous home that I recently sold and moved from, when I bought that, it was many years ago, almost a decade ago. I was a W-2 employee working at my local car dealership, and I was in sales, right? So I was getting a W-2 at the end of the year. Now, I was living in a city called Denham Springs, Louisiana. It is a suburb of Baton Rouge. If you guys aren't familiar with Baton Rouge, that is the capital of Louisiana, not New Orleans. But if you want to relate that to New Orleans, it was about probably an hour away from New Orleans. Okay. So yeah, it was a suburb of Baton Rouge. It was a country living style community or area, whatever. So, you know, not all the way in the woods. You guys are familiar with Baton Rouge and the Denham Springs area. You know, there's malls, there's restaurants, there's shopping. So we weren't really living out in the middle of nowhere, right? So rural development means it is not a major metro city area. So that's what Denham Springs was. It was just a small suburb town outside of the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So again, at the time I was working at a car dealership, getting a W-2 at the end of the year. And guys, listen, I didn't have much money saved up. So, taking it that I'm a W-2 employee, I didn't have much money saved up. I didn't have a big down payment at the time. And really, I wasn't really looking to pay closing, right? I was just your normal day-to-day worker. I had bills. I didn't feel comfortable spending thousands and thousands towards a home at the time. And then also, yeah, homes were much cheaper, but I also had to look at or consider the monthly payment or the mortgage payment on the home. So no, I was not about to start, saving up thousands of dollars just to purchase a home versus renting somewhere. So I was in the Dental Springs area and I seen all of these ads from these new builders. I think at the time it was DSLD. They were advertising if you get approved and financed through their lender or their mortgage company, well, they're going to give you a 3% interest rate, and they're going to require, zero down financing. And then also, well, I guess that's automatically, since you're in a rural development area, you qualify for USDA automatically, but they will pay your closing costs if you purchase and finance through them during this time period. So I seen all of these ads and I'm like, man, I can buy a home with no money, zero down payment through USDA, and then they will pay my closing costs. And at the time, my credit scores were like 740, 750. I had great credit. So this is a no-brainer to me. So again, you taking someone who has a great job. I've been at the dealership for the last 3 years at the time. So I got great job history, W-2 employee. I didn't have much money saved up, and I did not want to pay a down payment or closing costs. And I was looking at a home in a rural area. So the only loan type that would fit me at the time is USDA, the Rural Development Loan, that requires zero down payment, and then the builder paid all of my closing costs. Now, if I would have bought a resale home versus a new home, I could have negotiated with the seller for them to pay their closing. But yeah, most importantly, USDA was the loan type that I went with. And some of the requirements, I needed a recent check stub from my job. I had to do a employment verification, which means the lender has to verify that you actually work at that company. And also 2-year tax transcripts. That should make sure that you're paying your taxes and you filed your taxes. And that was pretty much it. It was nothing. Like, I submitted all of my documents within 30 seconds. It was literally, I bought a home with $0 and it took me 30 seconds of effort. I didn't have to pay anything or do anything. It was that easy. Now, since I have moved from Louisiana and I now live in Arizona, things is a little bit more complicated because over the years while I was living in Louisiana, I did become a business owner and I was no longer a W-2 employee in Louisiana. So once I sold my Louisiana home and I moved here, 20 plus hours away to Arizona, which I'm loving it out here, guys. If you guys haven't been to Arizona, I definitely encourage you to fly into Phoenix and just look at all the different towns of the state and different city areas. But just alone in Phoenix and the Scottsdale area, you guys would enjoy it. As someone who's from Louisiana, I never thought to vacation here, but now that I live here, I'm like, bro, how did I not discover this place? But anyway, now that I'm a business owner and I purchased a new home here in Arizona, which the cost of living here is 3 times more than Louisiana, but things was definitely, I wouldn't say harder, it was more annoying. So now that I'm a business owner, I financed a home. There were so many things that was required. Of course, they want 2-year tax returns that your business has, been in business for all these years. They want to see tax returns for the last 2 years. They want to see your business tax returns and your personal tax returns. Okay. Now, for me, as a business owner, I pay myself. I don't just spend money out of the business account for my personal use. I pay myself, and then that money is deposited into my personal bank account or checking account. That's how, I spend my personal use. So they wanted to see transactions going into my business account from Stirgus Credit Repair. Then they wanted to see the money that I'm claiming that I make on the personal side. They wanted to see that money leaving the business account, going through whatever system to send the money to me, And then also they wanted to see the transaction in my personal checking account coming from Stirgus Credit Repair, and every transaction had to match. And yeah, it was, that part wasn't hard for me, like as far as doing the work and verifying the transactions. But guys, just the process of that, getting business bank statements, getting the system used to send the money to me, all of those things. And then I send something in, they're like, hey, no, we can't really use this, send something else. And then with the tax returns, right? They wanted to see for every tax year, I had to log into the IRS website. And if my tax bill was a certain amount of thousands of dollars, I had to provide I guess a transaction in my bank statement showing that I paid the transaction. Plus, I also had to log into the IRS portal and take a screenshot of my IRS balances. So it was so much work, and it was so annoying that, it was just me buying a home as a W-2 employee, it was 10 times easier. And all of this stuff as a business owner, and I get it because it's a higher risk. You got somebody self-employed, which is so brainwashed how we live in America. So, you get a job and no questions asked, but you work for yourself and you make more money than you did working at a job. And I guess it's a high risk. So it's almost brainwashed as if like it's better to be in the W-2 employee, which there's no, right or wrong thing, but I just think that's funny. But yeah, I mean, that was something that was, kind of an inconvenience for me, just more paperwork, more documents. But outside of that, guys, my credit scores were in between 780 and 800 whenever I purchased my new home. I had all of my documents. I was a business owner, and this time I actually could afford a down payment and closing costs, just because I had a lot of equity whenever I sold my previous home in Louisiana. So this time I'm in an area, I don't believe there's USDA in this specific area. I don't think that's really often in Arizona, but this time my credit scores were better. I had funds for down payment and closing costs. And yeah, I was looking at a more expensive home this time. So USDA did not fit me this time. The next loan type was either FHA or conventional, right? I haven't served in the military. I'm not a veteran, so VA loan wouldn't fit me. So the next thing, guys, would be the conventional loan that requires as low as a 3% down payment, okay? And they require a 620 and above credit score. So I was well above the credit score range. I had the 3% down payment, but here's the thing, guys. As you know, closing costs for buying a home is based, and all this stuff is stupid, but closing costs is based on the home value of the home that you're purchasing. So that's how the fees are calculated. It's a percentage of the loan, percentage of the home cost, whatever. So yeah, I'm paying 3% on this new home that I'm purchasing, which was, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, I was like, okay, 3% of hundreds, $500,000, that adds up, what, 15 grand? And I'm like, just to move into a home whenever I just paid zero down, a few years back. So yeah, at this time, I was still feeling like, okay, I'm not about to spend another 10 grand in closing, right? So I looked for new builders that had move-in incentives or move-in specials. And I found one here in Arizona, Meritage Homes. And at the time last year, they were offering, if you finance and get approved through Meritage Mortgage, which is their lender with Meritage Homes, they will pay your closing costs and give you a 3% interest rate, which is very special compared to the 6% or 6.5% that's today's average mortgage rate. They were offering a rate buy down of 3% and then pay your closing costs. So not only am I saving money on my mortgage payment, I'm also saving money in closing fees versus if I would have bought a different new builder home that wasn't offering to pay your closing, or if I bought a resale home that the seller was not for paying your closing fees, I would have had to pay a lot more money, right? And as a business owner, that money can go towards my business to pay for advertising and things like that. So, I moved into a new build home by Meritage Homes. They paid my closing, gave me a 3% rate. And the only thing that I had to cover was the 3% down payment. So now you guys see there's different loan types for your situation. So, you know, there's situations for people who don't really have a lot of money saved up, or if you're, you know, willing to live in a, you know, rural area, you can go to USDA route and not put any money down. Now, for someone who's buying in a more expensive area, you have some more funds available, you're in a more built up part of town, you can qualify for FHA or conventional. You know, you have that 3 or 3.5% down payment. And then from there, guys, it just depends on what the seller is willing to do. If you buy a new build, if they're willing to pay your closing costs, cool. Or if you purchase a resale home, try to negotiate with the seller and see if they're willing to pay some of your closing costs, or offer to pay more money towards the home, and then they cover closing out of your equity, so you don't pay for it out of pocket. It's I guess technically you pay for it throughout the term of your loan, but then you're just paying interest on it, so that's crazy too. But yeah, now you see there's multiple different loan types, and you know, I've always been transparent with you guys, and you have seen what I've went through as far as when I was a W-2 employee and now that I'm a business owner. And I hope this episode helps anyone out there who is going through the home buying process right now.
Stirgus credit repair. If you want a new house, call us.